There's only so much an ordinary person can truly enjoy in life, especially if you're low to middle income. That number shrinks even further depending on where you live. And when you're a full-fledged adult with a 9 to 5 that keeps you just above broke, the list gets even smaller. If you don't have an income at all, it might feel like there's almost nothing left to enjoy. Meanwhile, the rich, they live in an entirely different world. About 1.2% of the global population controls nearly half of the world's wealth. The rest of us? We're left to navigate life in a system that demands we trade time for money, often with very little to show for it. But regardless of where we fall on the financial spectrum, we all have one thing in common. Time is limited, and how we choose to spend it makes all the difference. My goal is to help you and myself play this game of life better and wiser, so we can truly experience it, rather than just survive it. The problem, we spend too much time thinking about money. Money is important. It allows us to do things like travel, afford a comfortable home, and pursue our interests. But here's the trap. Most of us spend more time worrying about money than actually living. The average person will spend over 13 years of their life working, with an additional year spent on unpaid overtime. And that doesn't even account for the hours spent thinking about money, stressing over bills, planning for the future, or wondering when we'll finally be financially secure. To put it in perspective, just today, I've already spent 3 hours thinking about when I'll be eligible for monetization on this platform. That's 3 hours I could have spent getting to know someone new, taking a walk, or simply enjoying being alive. Thinking about money for 3 hours didn't magically put any in my pocket, but spending that time differently would have actually added to my life. And studies back this up. Research shows that people who value time over money tend to be happier, wealthier, and more fulfilled in the long run. Because when you prioritize how you spend your time, money tends to follow. Lesson 1. Prioritize relationships. One of the biggest lessons I learned in college was how badly we treat our relationships. Whether it's because of work, technology, or just the fast-paced nature of modern life, we often neglect the people who matter most. Yet, strong social connections are one of the biggest predictors of a long, happy life. A Harvard study spanning over 80 years found that the quality of our relationships is the single greatest factor in determining our happiness and health, more than money, success, or status. But what do most of us do? We prioritize work, hustle, and fleeting distractions over meaningful relationships. The result? More stress, more loneliness, and a life that feels like it's missing something. So, how do we change that? We start by being intentional. Make time for real conversations. Check in on your friends. Appreciate the people in your life while they're still here. Lesson 2. Focus on experiences, not possessions. If you had to choose between spending money on a luxury item or a memorable experience, which would make you happier in the long run? Research in positive psychology shows that experiences bring us more lasting happiness than material goods. Why? Because experiences become part of our identity. They shape our stories, create lifelong memories, and give us something to look back on with joy. A study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who spent money on experiences, like concerts, trips, or social activities, reported 50% higher levels of happiness than those who bought physical items. Even something as simple as going to the movies in a theater instead of watching at home can improve your well-being. Here's why. Ambient sociability, being around others, even without interacting, creates a sense of connection. Novelty and stimulation. A big screen, surround sound, and the shared audience reaction engages your brain more than watching alone. Mood regulation. The collective energy of a crowd, laughter, gasps, or shared excitement boosts your mood in a way that a solo experience doesn't. So next time you have a choice, opt for experiences that create memories, not just things that collect dust. Lesson 3. Embrace impermanence. We spend too much time holding on to things that don't matter. Anger, regret, fear of failure. But if we truly understood how short life is, we'd move on so much faster. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." That's not meant to be morbid. It's a reminder to live in the present. Studies show that mindfulness practices can reduce stress by 31% and improve overall well-being. Think about it. How much time have you wasted being angry at someone or replaying a bad moment in your head? Instead of wasting energy on things that won't matter in a year, let them go. Your life will be better for it. Lesson 4. Cultivate gratitude. One of the easiest ways to live a happier, wiser life is to practice gratitude. Studies have shown that people who write down 3 things they're grateful for daily experience a 25% increase in happiness and life satisfaction after just 3 weeks. Why does this work? Because gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have. And when you focus on abundance, you naturally attract more of it. Lesson 5. Take calculated risks. Most of us fear failure. We avoid rejection. We stay in our comfort zones because it feels safe. But here's the truth. Playing it safe leads to regret. Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman found that 75% of people regret the things they didn't do more than the things they did. Think about that. The risks you don't take, the opportunities you pass up, the experiences you delay. Those are the things that haunt you later in life. So whether it's pursuing a passion, mending a broken relationship, or booking that solo trip you've been too scared to take, just do it. Because life is short, but it's also full of possibilities. If this resonates with you, please consider subscribing.